Hello, everyone. I'm Luke Melky, and here we are with Blaine Landowski, the co-founder of FoundTech.
Yes.
Since we're creating community films by the community for the community, and our businesses have problems that they solve, and every good story has a problem that needs to be solved, we figured let's work with the local community and showcase some of our businesses, not as ads, because we're not going to make this as ads. We want to make an actual good story to watch and fun. So we're going to take the problem that they solve and figure out how can we make that into a good cinematic story. So today I'm here with Blaine Landowski. Can you tell us a little about yourself and your business?
Yes. I am the CEO and co-founder of Foundational Technologies, also known as FoundTech. We have started just a couple of years ago as a software engineering company in the Watertown area for small businesses. We want to offer silicon level app design for the small business. We want to build tools that they can use to become more efficient, better communicators within their organization and to their customers, and more profitable. We want to see small businesses succeed at the same level that medium, large, and enterprise businesses are succeeding. We definitely saw a downgrade during COVID where small businesses were getting kicked out because they couldn't keep up. And we want to not let or see that happen again. So we want to be able to have small businesses, give them the tools they need to be able to succeed.
Awesome. Thank you, Blaine. Being a small business owner, I know how you usually don't have the time or the money to do this, and you kind of need both. So if you're able to save the time at a cheaper cost, that is huge.
Yes.
So what we're going to do here today is we're going to actually draw out some basic ideas that we come with. How can we create a cinematic story using the problems that they solve without being the just ad, but it does display some of the stuff that he does and uses the technology that you've created to solve a problem that one of our character has. So I have here with me today the super note, and you'll see it drawn up on the screen here. So we're going to actually draw out some of the ideas, write them down, also do a little bit of storyboarding, figure out what are some things that we can do to tell a good cinematic story and not just be an ad that we can then show on our YouTube channel and show at our local theater, which has already agreed to actually show this, which we want to thank our local theater. It's an awesome opportunity. We get to show our films every month as we create a new film, or that's what the plan is, every month. It'll be shown with the preview. So if you want to get the early release of what the film is, go into the local theater and you'll get to watch those. We'll release them on our YouTube channel about a month after they're released at the theater, when we'll be showing behind the scenes how everything was working and then release it on our YouTube channel, the final one. So as you watch in the theater, then you can follow along with us behind the scenes. So this right now, as we're doing behind the scenes, you can actually go to the theater and you should be able to watch it now in our local theater. So Blaine and I talked a little bit beforehand with some ideas because we want it just completely raw here. If it's all raw here, it just gets kind of long and boring. So Blaine, what are a couple of your ideas that you came with? Hey, how could we possibly do this?
Yes. So a couple of big problems that we solve are efficiency, which really comes down to saving time, right? Too many small business owners or office managers are always at their desk late into the night, overtime, missing time with their families. So maybe one idea would be time travel, right? If they've missed a large event or an activity that's really important, maybe we can bring an element of time travel back where my product or somehow work the service in a dramatic, cinematic way that they've actually been able to save time and that helps them. The other part is knowing that they've been billing their customer the appropriate amount, whether it's too much or too little, to help them stay competitive in the market as well. But I didn't really have a story idea with that one.
Okay.
So maybe it's the time travel.
All right, so I think time travel sounds fun. I've done one time travel film. Well, actually, technically, I was the producer. It was my students when I taught at Maranatha Baptist University. And that was a lot of fun. I think it's fun to play around with that. And hopefully we can do something a little bit better than Hollywood. So I think we should maybe play around with the idea of time travel. We're going to cut the cameras here for just a little bit. We're going to talk through things so you don't get us half hour, whatever. It's a long video that way. And we'll come back with some ideas that we have for that. All right, so we actually we talked about time travel. We actually have a different idea that's kind of along the same way, where our main character, he's the business owner, and he wants to be able to spend more time with his family, doing all these other things, growing his business. And he figured, what's the best way to do this? Well, he makes more of himself. He figures out a way to clone himself. We're not exactly sure how he does that yet, but say he multiplies himself by 10. So he moves over, which is awesome. He has the marketer. And we have the guy who spends time with his family. This is the family man. We have just general laborers, to say 5 of them. We have the salesman. My drawings here are phenomenal, I understand.
Yes.
And then he has, okay, that's 5, 6, 7, 8. And we just have 2 more versions of him. Yeah, we don't know exactly what they are yet. And so he's figured out to make, well, maybe this would be times 1 because there's 10 of him total. Maybe he finds some.
Well, 1 would be the business owner still,
Yeah.
right? Himself.
So this would be number 1 here. Oh, that was great there. So this is number 1. And all the rest of these are clones.
Yep.
Clones here. So how does he actually do this? Do we have some way he figures out technology to do it? Does he get some magical wish thing? What is it that how does this happen so not everybody gets it?
Oh, man.
Do we pull back out from the one film we did where James Wright with Woodby Wright created that kind of random thing where James Wright aged?
Yeah.
Or he reverse aged as long as it was on. Maybe this thing actually duplicates him. We called it the what is it?
Yes, right.
Yeah, the whole project, that film, was just creating something around a prop that we didn't know what it was and make a whole film around it. So maybe we pull that thing back out.
That's
and it's
possible. Or does he find an old family heirloom? Maybe it's passed on from a small business owner. Maybe he goes to a mentor, and this mentor gives him, hey, small business ownership is hard. I know it, but I succeeded. Here, I think you could use this. Maybe it's a coin or a monocle. My product is called Full View, so maybe we could use some sort of eyeglass
okay, yeah, I like that
symbol.
So we have a mentor who gives some item.
Yeah,
Let's say
glasses,
item.
monocle, binoculars, something with view or eye.
Yeah. Yep. That I think looks good. So we have like a magnifying glass here. Woo! There's my amazing drawing of magnifying glass. So, and what does this magnifying glass does? It's what allows him to duplicate himself. Mm-hmm. We have to have it has a limited number of things, and we should probably somehow where this mentor is like really old.
Right.
Because
the
other idea
Yeah.
that we have with this is, yes, it's great that he has multiple versions of himself. He thinks this is phenomenal. But what he doesn't realize is every time he adds a person, it makes him age that much faster. So if there's 10 of him, in every year he will age 10 years. So we can start the film that he does this, and then we move ahead like maybe a year, and things are doing really well. But he obviously looks much older. But like, in 10 years, he's not going to look insanely old. But then we move like 3 years and find out he's now like in his 70s.
Right.
And his kids are like 5, 6,
Yeah.
maybe 8 years old. You've got a bunch of kids. I've got a couple kids, so we can maybe
Easily.
use some of our kids and nieces. We can go from your youngest son, and then your next to your oldest, and then your oldest. That's the aging of the kids.
Right.
And you're the dad, and you start off looking pretty much like you now. And by the time your son is 9, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he's 9 now.
Yep.
By the time we get to the 9-year-old, go from Henry is what, 3, 2, 2. He's 2. Yes, that's right. He's just younger than mine. So we go from 2 to 9. That's 7 years. You go from being 34 to 104.
Right.
And you realize, okay, this was nice, everything. Your business succeeded that, but you've lost your time.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to figure out, okay, there was a better way to do this.
Right.
And you come across another mentor, because the first mentor died by this point. And the other mentor gives you ability to reverse everything that happened. And going all the way back to when everything started on the clock. Right? Mm-hmm. Okay, then your mentor's like, there's a better way to do this. You can actually save time and money without having to sacrifice who you are.
Important.
Which then is full view. Right?
Yep.
Then he comes up with full view. Full view saves him all the time and all that. And voila, we have our basic story right here. So now can we get this into 3 to 6, maybe 7 minutes? It's going to be fast paced.
It is. It's going to be a lot of montage and time lapse, I think.
I think so, yeah.
A lot of people moving quickly. Yeah. But it'll be cool.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. I think this is going to be a great base for a story. It uses a little bit of time travel stuff. It uses some of the whole cloning, duplication stuff in a little twist that I've not seen before. Maybe it's been done before. It's hard to get something that's totally original.
Right. Nothing new.
But I think this is pretty close to the original, unique as we can really get.
Absolutely.
Because I've seen the whole cloning, but where they age
Right.
every time they get another version of them,
Yep.
that's going to be a problem. Also, having to make it so there's multiple versions of you is going to be interesting as well.
Absolutely.
I've done it before. You check out our most recent Janitor Joe film.
Oh, yes.
We did do some duplications there.
Yep.
And that was a lot of fun. So I think we can do this. Probably only put like 3 of you on a screen at a time.
Right.
I don't want to put 10 of you in, like, maybe just for one shot when they go back to
Oh, yeah. Shrinking into one person.
shrink back into the one person. That'll probably work. Have to do some green screen work there to make him really warp.
Right.
But I think it's going to be a fun film.
Cool. I like it.
Awesome, Blaine. And once again, this film should be available to watch now in the theater. So go and check out the theater. And if you aren't where we actually live here in town, Watertown, Wisconsin, you can wait until it comes on YouTube or fly out here. If you want to watch the film a little bit early, we'd love to have you out here in our community because, once again, this is creating films by the community for the community. Thank you very much.